Welcome back to Philpa's DIY. Thanks for joining me. This is an Ikea desk that I shall be putting together. And similarly again, I tried to find one on YouTube and couldn't find one anywhere. So let's have a very quick look. I'll put it on top of the table because it might be easier to get at, but I know I'm going to take all the pieces off and put it on the floor. Let's have a little look. So we've gone for the dark brown and the black here, look. Alright, so what I like to do is get all the pieces out. Let's have a little look at them. Nice and gently put them down so we don't damage them. There we go. See all the little pieces inside that. Alright, really well packed, as with most Ikea stuff. And that's the two sides, for sure. This will be all the little drawers, which we'll make up at the end. I'll put those over there. And all these here, all the little shelvy bits to put together. Really quite a good job actually. Some pieces there. One thing you can say about Ikea, they certainly know to pack things away. Really awesome. Right, that's the actual top of the desk. We had a little walk around Ikea yesterday. So many different ones to choose from, different sizes. And this particular one, we liked it because it had some drawers down one side and had a little hole already cut in the lid already for the cables to come up through. And it gave us a good chance to put a nice, at least one computer screen on the top. But when it's all put together, I'll put the computer on the top and you can actually see what's gonna fit everywhere. Right, here's the instructions. I'm going to take a minute or two just to have a quick look at those. So here's the bits for the drawers, and I'm going to show you those being put together in a moment, and all the fixings are inside this box here. Pretty cool actually. Ikea have got me to put the drawers together first and then put them to one side. A lot of manufacturers they get you to make the whole thing and then you have to make the drawers afterwards, but I think it's quite a good idea because sometimes you get a bit bored come the end. When you're actually putting everything together and then you know you've got all the drawers left at the end. So they're asking us to put the drawers together, so that's pretty cool. I have absolutely no doubt whatsoever that everything I need is in there. And here's the instruction manual. We'll have a quick look at it while we're that works. So there's all the bits together. Here we go. So we're starting off with these pieces here. And then those pieces here, you'll see in a minute on the diagram. So put it down into this hole here, and then these bits here will clip on in a second, but I'll show you shortly. Pretty standard fixings, look. These are the ones that thread in and then leave a little notch at the top. I'm going to pop that there. Pop that one there, tighten them up shortly. Okay, and then at the very top end we use a couple of wooden dowels. So we can tap those into there and tap that one into there. Okay, so remember when you do these up, don't over tighten them, just get them in there so it hits that shoulder. Just a little pinch, that's all it needs. They're not heavy duty drawers, nobody's going to be standing on them. It's literally for pens, papers. Nice little pinch. Put that one in there, again just tap it in gently till it hits the bottom of the wood. Okay, years ago it used to be packets of glue, but we don't use glue anymore. Okay, you notice on here you've got some big holes here, and that's where the circular holders are going to fit into. And looking at the diagram here, they go down at the bottom end. Okay, and then this little bit here, okay, that goes at the top. So all that's going to do there is gently locate into there. Like so. Now I know it fits, we're going to put these on, and they've got a little arrow. Okay, so you pop them in. There's two different sizes, we do different ones. You need to find the smaller ones. Wow, some of those beasts. It's definitely not those. Give me a second, we'll have a quick look. So you can see the two different sizes. That one will obviously be for the main desk itself, and these tiny little ones here will be for the drawers. So I've managed to find them out. And what happens there is they've got little arrows on them, and the little arrows aim towards the hole, the opening. Alright, so pop that in there, just bed it in nicely, and again there's another arrow on there, point it towards the outside, where the hole's going to go through there. So arrow pointed towards there, and you'll see there's holes in there. Alright, so they're going to go nice and neatly, just make sure we're happy with that. Yes, I am. They're going to go nice and neatly into there. Okay, and then I don't know if you can see that okay, but it's gone straight into where the arrow is. And now that it's in there, now we just give it let's have a look, a quarter turn, oh no, all the way around, almost 180 degree turn. Okay, and that then grips over the top of that shoulder. It looks like they're handed, so it doesn't have to be, the holes are in exactly the same, so it doesn't matter really which one you use and which side they go on. There we go, that's nice and tight there. Okay, let's say and get that. Sounds quite obvious, but you've got a nice piece there and not a finished piece there. So obviously the bit that's not finished is going to go on the outside. Alright, I'm not going to glue it. In the old days you definitely would have glued it, but it's saying you don't need it. But maybe a bit later on, if it did start to sag or start to slip out, then maybe you could glue it at a later date. We've got this back bit here. There is a little recess in there which is going to fit on the back of here. Okay, and it's saying it's going to fit into that little notch we mentioned a moment ago. Like so, and like so. Okay, I'm going to flip that round so you can see, hopefully. It overlaps just a little bit here, but it all fits in nicely there, and it fits in nicely into that little chamfered out piece there. Then what's after, there's a couple of those little rubber things there, little plastic things rather, and all you're going to do is pop it in and then gently tap it into place. It's going to locate all the way in, like so. Nice and gently, okay, little things like that, and as they grow in, they grip as they go in. Things have come on so much over the years. There we go. Okay, nice and easy. Drawer number one. Okay, and there's a lip under there which we'll be using as the handle as it comes out. So there's drawer number one. Like I said just a moment ago, actually it's quite nice to do the drawers first. Sometimes you do all the rest of it, and then after that it's then you've got to make up all the drawers, which is a bit of a pain in the backside. So drawers done there. Right, give me a minute and I'll grab out the other bits for you to have a look at. Okay, what it's starting to do now is going to get you to make little pieces rather than the big drawer itself, rather than the big desk itself. So it's making up the pieces ready. So here we go. This particular one here has got the 3 in here. It's the only one. There is a little mark on here, but it's not like all the other Ikea stuff I've made before, where it's got like, you know, A, B, C, but the bits I haven't found it too difficult to find. So even though they're not labelled up, it's pretty straightforward what they are. So, pop that in there, nice and gently tap it into place. Okay, and then this one here, it's got locating lugs there and there. Alright, so it doesn't really matter, it's exactly the same both ways up. So all we're going to do is locate that one there nice and gently to start with. And then force it in so it's nice and flush. Yep, I'm happy with that. Okay, then it's asking me here to pop a couple of those dowels in the top of there. So we'll pop that into there. Just gently tap it into place. Perfect for locating everything so it's not off centre. Okay, then this one here you'll notice it's got big holes here, which will be fitting in those circular locators that we've got, and then you've got these two here. All right. What it's making quite certain of it in the instructions there is that the holes aren't this way closest to the top. They're that way round because they're just off centre, but they're towards the bottom and not towards the top. All right. So find those locators there, pop that on. Okay, and we're going to come back to that bit in a minute. Right then, what's next? Okay, this piece here, piece in the middle. Piece there as well. Just to let that look. Okay, if there's anybody watching from Ikea, this particular desk, which I like it, it's good quality, but it's actually got no little markers on it to say that this is piece A, this is piece B, and so on and so on, which is what you normally do with all your other stuff. I've had to look at the diagrams. Diagrams are pretty good. They show all the location holes and what's left and what's right, but I personally would like a little label on each one to say this part is number 1 or A or whatever you want to code it, just to make it a bit easier. Because as you can see here, this piece that I'm doing here, what I found the easiest way to do it is to line it up with the picture, so it's exactly the same as the picture, and then this way you can work out that it's those 3 there and that one that needs to be tied into these big pegs. All right, and then this one here again with the picture, it's got the 2 big holes there, and what it's asking me to do is put in these location ones here, the threaded ones, into the far end. All right, so pop them in there, and then these will pull the whole desk together when they come in a short while. Pinch tight. Bought myself one of these little DeWalt screwdrivers. Very nice. Very impressed with it, to be honest. So there we go. Right, that's that bit there. Okie dokie. Now it's looking for the other bits of these here. So let's have a little look. We'll go with this one first. Okay, it's saying halfway down. And it's saying wheel at that end, which is correct. The locating lugs line up perfectly. Alright, if I was to drop it down one, like so, they don't line up, so that's perfect. So one there and one there, which keeps it just off the end, which is what it's showing in the diagram. Lovely, so find a couple of those little tiny little screws. Put those in there like so. Nice little tweak. Okay, this one here on it says left, actually on this piece here, but it makes no reference to it in the instructions. So don't worry about that, don't be looking for it because it ain't there. Okay, this one here. This one's got a little R on it, but again it doesn't make any reference to it here. Now what it's saying here with this one is like so across there. It starts on that one there, and I can tell that from the diagram there, there and there. Okay, it's starting on the second one in. So that's going to go there, and let's just see if it lines up at the front, which it does. Perfect. Alright, so a couple of those 2 little screws. The good thing about this is that because there is no glue involved, if we were to make a little mistake and put the wrong bit upside down or add the wrong bit, we can always just undo it, move it all around, put it back again. It's quite simple. Lovely. Okay, I'll have a little look at the next bit. So it's all starting to put the big bits together now. So these little ones here, okay, the ones we used earlier on, they've got little arrows on them. So as you're popping them in, make sure that the arrows point towards the holes that the locating bars are going to go into. Very important. And again, remember, there's 2 different sizes, so don't go trying to put the larger ones because they're deeper into the hole, otherwise they just stick out at the top. Alright, so it's got to be the shallow ones that fit into there. Okay, they should fit in nice and easy. All right, if they don't, got the wrong ones in around. Okay, that goes in there like that. Again, pointing towards the bit where it's going to go into. Okay, we'll start getting a few of the big bits together. So. Right, what it's saying get that up in this side over here. Notice I put a blanket down just to protect the wood and the finish. But, I think it's a good idea personally. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put the larger piece out of the way for a second. Okay, so it's suggesting that comes up here like so. So you've got 3 of those across the bottom, 1 up there, and then when you go to the top of here, you've got your wheel at the top. Okay, lovely. So, because I've got these 3 here, with all pointing out that way, that's going to allow me to pop those in there like so. Right. It's also got one of these little locating dowels as well, so as it goes in, it can't go in all skew-if. Right, so it should all fit together like so. And it does. Well done, Ikea. So now that's in place, I'm going to give each one of these, it's almost 180, not quite, almost. Okay, squidge it around the other side, a little pinch, and what that actually does as it goes round, it's pulling it in, so it's pulling that joint closer. Now it's saying to do the same on the other side here, with the other piece, yeah, like so. Oops. Lovely. You can see it's only going to go one way. You've got these 3 here and that peg there, all right, and then you've got that little dowel again, which is going to locate right next to it. So fingers crossed. Would it be easier if we had somebody else giving us a hand? Probably, but I haven't, so I'm going to have to struggle. A little bit of a hand to get it into place. Nearly the 180 twist. Okay, that was nice to see. So where this wasn't quite square, I gave this one here a 180 twist and it pulled that joint together nice and tightly. So it's made everything square again. Awesome. Very happy with that. That's tightened up, that's tightened up. Lovely. On to the next page. Okay, now it's saying on the outside of here, it wants one of these. Now I've got to be careful which one I put on because they are upside down if we don't get it quite right. Right, it wants the wheel at the bottom. Like so. Wheel at the bottom. Interesting, that one there's got the wheel at the top and that one's got the wheel at the top. Now that we've turned it, Okay, it says the wheel at the bottom. Okay, let's have a look in a minute. It's not a big problem. Okay, again, the little tiny ones. We can pop it on the side there like so. It's lower and in line with there's loads of dots on here which you can adjust your shelves on the inside. There's only one place it can go there, and then the back end locates nicely as well. So let's just pop that in there. I'll tell you what's going through my head there is I think I may have popped these around the wrong side. But I followed the instructions exactly as it was. But now on the next page, when you put it all together, it's got to be there, isn't it? They must put loads of these together to get the diagram, surely. Surely. Okay, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to swap it over now. I guess that's, like I said earlier, that's the good thing about having it without glue. You can just take it off and swap it over really easy. So the wheel is at the bottom when it goes over to that side. Nice to notice it now when it's on the bench rather than actually when it's crawling around underneath it. I've got several electric screwdrivers available to me, but I just like the idea of being able to pinch like that without overdoing them. You just feel it going in nicely without worrying about stripping any threads. Lovely. Okay, I'm happy with that now. Okay, that now again ties up with there. Right then, next one with all the holes in it, which is this one here. It's got all these holes here where we'll be able to adjust any shelving that goes in there. It's suggesting you move this piece out of the way. All starting to come together nicely. Okay, I hope I'm not boring you too much, but these here, look, they go in those little locating lugs across the back there. Quite symmetrical, so you have to really think about how you're doing it to make sure that this is the front end and not this end. So you've got to make sure that you do that. Then I'll put it in these locating lugs here and here. Okay, there and there. And now I'm going to put all this lot together. Okay, so when you put the bottom on, obviously make sure that the brown bit is down and not the nice attractive piece. say all the time, point the arrow towards where it's got to go, shove it in, and then give it a twist. Point the arrows towards the opening. Quality. Nice that is. Good. Okay. Right, I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna whip it around so that you can see it. The top of the desk will be going on there in a second. We'll see what the next phase is. Okay, so I've just popped this bit in here, and I've used the little dowels to pop it in. Okay, that end I'd already put in, but there's plenty of room just to open that up, pop it in and slide it back there. This is where the top's going to go, and it just wants a few locating dowels tapping in. Just to make sure that that lid goes on absolutely square. There's a couple over here as well. Not to be mistaken with the larger holes there, which is again to do with those little twisty bits that is going to pull it all together. So these are location ones, and they fit in nice and tightly into there. So pop the location ones in, that's good. Next it's saying to pop the legs on. Get in there, guys. There we go, that's the nice leg, quite a nice sturdy bit there. And that is going to go in with some quite long screws. Let me find those. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Okay, they just thread straight in there. Yeah, want to get those straight to make sure we don't go off at a funny angle. But that's the long screws there, look. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that on there, like so. And I'm just going to take a second, see if I can find an Allen key fitting for that. Well, just spun the whole thing around while I paused it a moment. Just so you can see there's these locating ones here. They're going to go in there. I'm going to do them up with the fingertips first of all. And what I like to do is try and locate all 3 of them. Pop them in as far as they'll go finger tight. And then put that link here at the end of the screwdriver. But all I'm going to do now is put them in and get them almost there, and then do the next one, and then do the next one, and then come back and tighten them afterwards. always find if you tighten one of something, anything really, if you tighten one, the others don't sit properly. So, might be easy for you guys to see. Bearing in mind that this is a leg of a table, this is going in a long way. It's brilliant, nice and tight. This is going in, and because it's so deep, it will give it rigidity that way as well. You probably know lots of furniture in the old days, not now. Legs like that would be a real weak point, and after you moved it 20 times, 30 times, it would start to wobble and come out. But I tell you what, I can't see that happening with this. It actually came with a pretty cool Allen key, so I'm going to have a little go at that. It's getting a bit tight in there. Really tight. So just almost there, not quite as tight as it will go. Squeeze it around. I'm making it look hard work, but it's not. Tweak, not tight yet. Go around. Centre one, this centre one I'm going to do up nice and tight. Put this nice little lever on it to make it nice and comfy in your hands. And I've got to say, it really works. Did you notice that leg kink straight then? That's it, not too tight but nice and pinched. I hope you're more interested than my cat is. I don't know if you can see her there, fast asleep on the edge chair. Board her rigid. Right, so back to the crosshead again, and this is the lid now. I've got upside down here, and what we're putting in is these here. These again are those little rods with the grip top. So when we pop in there, we do our little 180-degree twist. It pulls these in nice and tight, so that the lid of the desk doesn't come off. See exactly where it wants them. Okay, it wants them on the edges here. You'll notice there's other holes there. The other holes are slightly bigger, and that's for the dowels to locate in a minute when we lift it on and place it on top. It's quite weighty, to be honest. Not a sturdy desk. This one here is going to go to the front there. If you wanted to have it the other way round, I've noticed it's all quite symmetrical, so we actually wanted our desk bit to be at one end with a little opening, but you could, by the looks of things, it doesn't say it in the diagrams, but it looks, because it's symmetrical, it looks like you could actually put it at the other side if you wanted to, and have the openings at the other side if that was important. Hooray! Lovely. Right, the hole's got to be at the back, obviously. So with that being at the back there, we are able to get our cables through. We don't want that at the front, so we're going to make sure that that's at the back. Okay, let's see if I can do this on my own without any help. There we go. Gently, once they're located, I'm expecting it to just drop into place. That one has, so is that one, and that one. A little bit of easing into place. And it's all come together. Right, little 180 twist. Nicely tightened there. Nice and tight in there. That is good. All nice, look at that. All nice and solid. Lovely looking. In the pictures itself, it shows it as black. And in the description it says black brown, but I can assure you that's a black. No problem there. Right, now then, the next bit it's saying about is to put some legs on the bottom here, some tiny little things to stop you scratching your nice wood floors. There's these little things just here. Oh yeah, even that's got little location holes. Perfect. I'm going to tap those in with the hammer in a second. Oh, come on, tap stuff with the hammer, don't we? Lovely, jubbly. Right. It wants some of these soft pads on the bottom. Makes a bit of sense. Right, so now they're on. There's some felt bits that go on top of there. I'll probably put a strip of felt on there. I've got wood floors and I don't want it damaging the floor, so I should probably put a little bit of extra there. Oh, lovely. So now just pop the drawers in and pop the door on. Make ourselves a little bit of room. Okay, let's have a quick look at these drawers again. All right. Actually, because they've got the holes top and bottom, you just want to make sure that you understand that they go in the bottom of the thing. They help to clamp this all in place, like so. And the idea is that when you've got this little bit here, as it goes in, it helps to slam it shut. It lifts it up a bit higher as it goes in, so that way it doesn't just keep opening itself up again. All right. I'll swap these around. Not clear, I would say, on the instructions about those, but once you come to put it together, it's really easy to put right. I got it wrong at the beginning. There you go. You live and you learn. That's what it's all about. Every day is a school day. So much better. Right, let's see. Quite rewarding putting these in. Lovely. So they've got to go in at a bit of an angle. Okay, bring the front of the drawer down and they go up like so. I'll just find the other one. So both drawers exactly the same. Obviously that one's just a bit longer, but as you come round here like so, you can see there you've got this higher bit which is towards the front and the bottom of the drawer, okay, and that holds the bottom panel in place as well. The wheels are at the top there, okay, so as it goes on like so. All right, I'm hoping you can see. Have the front end of the desk, the drawers down, you pop the wheels over the top, then lift it up, and in theory, ta-da, they slide back in. And they won't come back out again. Really nice. But, now I'm going to put a couple of shelves in and then put the doors on. So here we go, we'll just put the hinges on the doors. Thanks very much for having a look. I hope you find that useful. Please put any comments in below that might help me and others. And like it, give it a little like and maybe a subscribe. I'll leave that entirely up to you guys. But thanks for your time and hopefully you found this useful. Cheers.